If you want to quit your job and run an online business, a lot of people would advise you to just quit your job, go all in on that side hustle and just grind it out and put yourself in that like stressful situation of not having a stable income, but just having to make that side hustle work. But I think this is one of the most irresponsible advice that you can take and follow. And there's a better way to do this. So in this video, I'm going to tell you how you can escape the rat race, build an online side hustle while you're still working your job. Because let's be serious, it's dangerous and unrealistic for someone to ask you or tell you to quit your job and give it 3 to 6 months of giving it your all and making more than your job is making you right now. You might be able to do this if you're in your early 20s, you don't have a family, you don't have like high bills to pay. But if you're a bit older and you have more responsibilities, it's not smart to do this at all. So I'm going to give you the better path in this video. So I will give you a logical and strategy driven advice on what I would do and what I have done to make this work for me and how you can replicate that too. And yeah, the core idea here is to build wealth gradually, maintain stability and income, and also to transition strategically from full-time job and side hustle on the side to like full-time online business. So number one, why quitting your job too early is actually very dangerous and stupid advice. There is this story about burning the boats. You know, you go to conquer some new territory or country and then you burn your own boats behind you. So all you can do there is win the battle and conquer the lands, right? But this is like cool stories from back in the day. But nowadays, it just doesn't work like that anymore, you know, and you don't have to take risks like this. Because the harsh reality is if you are starting an online business, it will most likely take you a few months to understand the basic fundamentals of that business, to get the things up and running, to give it a few weeks or months for trial and error to get good enough at it and test stuff out. And then after a few months, you will probably start making some money. But if you quit that job too early and there's no money coming in, only money going out, you have your standard life to maintain, maybe you have some bills to pay, maybe if you like a house, you need to feed yourself, all these things. If you give yourself the stress of not having a job and only seeing money go out, this scarcity and pressure will build up very quickly and will make you desperate to make something work. And I truly believe that that feeling of desperation is not a good thing to operate from. I think that the lack of financial safety and stability makes you make worse business decisions. And this is why I would not recommend you to quit your job too soon if you're building an online business. Now, principle number 2 is start with a clear plan in mind. The reason most people fail in online business or side hustle is because they make emotional decisions based in the moment and don't have a clear 3, 6, or 12-month roadmap of what they're going to be following and how long they can maintain and sustain it. You need to make smart and strategic decisions. You have to understand how much time you have every week, how much money you can put away every month into investing into your side hustle, how long you can maintain the side hustle losing money without going broke and having like to sell all your stuff. And then you have to find a side hustle or online business model that fits to who you are and what you do and what you are good at, and that makes sense in your situation to start with too. Then once that side hustle is decided on, then you have to make a strategic plan for that side hustle to make it work in terms of your learning curve, the trial and error phase, like when you can scale or when you have to cut it and move on to something else. If you do not make these plans, you will start making emotional decisions in the moment that will probably not benefit you for any good reasons. Now, number 3 is that your 9-to-5 job is your funding source. You should not start seeing your 9-to-5 job as the enemy that you hate and that you have to get away from. You should use and see your 9-to-5 as a stable income that allows you to invest in your side hustle in your off time after work or before work so that you can work towards that time and location freedom with the money you make from your job. Your income from your normal job basically is the investment for your side hustle. It reduces the stress of having to make money from your side hustle. And of course, it pays your bill and puts food in your mouth as long as you're building your side hustle online. The reality, unfortunately, is that a lot of online business fails and it takes a lot of people a long time, multiple months, to get some sort of cash flow coming in. So do not give up on your job with the risk of not having enough money to sustain it. Now, number 4 is that time constraints actually increase productivity. So the funny thing is here that you might think like, hey, I don't want to work a job so I can spend all day on my online business. But if you have a like 9 to 5 job and you only have 3-4 hours every evening to work on your online business, these are the hours you have to work, and it's the only time you can build something. So if you have like your whole day off and you're like, oh, I have to do this 1 or 2 things today, and I can maybe go for a walk first and then eat something and then go to the beach and then do this and that and see some friends and have some coffees, and then I'll do it tonight. It's a lot easier to procrastinate and put things off. But if you only have that pocket of 2 or 3 hours after your job, it will be easier and higher pressure to actually get stuff done in those pockets. So yeah, keeping your job can actually increase your productivity. Of course, if you have your whole day off and you are disciplined and motivated, you can still make the best out of these days. But at the same time, when you're starting out, it's probably not productive at all to spend like your whole day on your side hustle, because sometimes it doesn't even need that much time. Number 5 is that small, consistent actions will compound over time, and you have to learn and experience this firsthand by doing it long enough. You don't need massive time commitments from the start, but if you have like 5 to 10 hours every single week, like let's say 2 hours per evening to work on certain jobs and tasks to get your side hustle going and moving, this is enough to get it off the ground at the start and test things gradually. It's the same with going to the gym. It's better to go consistently for months on month than to have like 1 or 2 very big days and then not do anything or almost nothing for the coming week. It's better to just like put in the reps every day a little bit and do that one job that is moving the needle forward the most in that moment. Now, of course, after this, you will have to also make a smart decision in which vehicle or like business model or side hustle will fit for you and fits your situation the best. And of course, as you might know, I teach YouTube automation. I've been doing this for the past 4 or 5 years. I've had my one-on-one coaching and school community for the past 3 or 4 years. I've helped over 100 people start and scale YouTube automation businesses next to their 9 to 5 job. The reason I think YouTube automation is the best model or vehicle to start while you're still working your job is because it's flexible. You don't have to be there all the time, and it builds over time as you go and it grows bigger. So the reason I'm saying this is you can work on your video assets every single day whenever you want. You don't have to be like online at certain times. You can make your scripts, your voiceover, your video edits, and your thumbnails whenever you want. Once your video is ready, you post your video, and once that video is posted, there's no customer service, there's no shipping issues. It's an online asset that you post and it grows over time. If you do 3 videos a week, this will compound over time, because some videos that I posted 1, 2, 3 years ago are still getting views and are still making me money. And that is the leverage of this side hustle. Not every side hustle has this. Some things like, let's say, e-commerce dropshipping, you sell a physical product, you have to put money in ads every single day. There is shipping issues, then there's customer complaints and returns and all that stuff. With YouTube automation, you have your digital assets, you post it and you're done with it. And sure, people can comment on your video or not watch it, but that is just about optimizing your video and the target audience that it is for. Now, I'm not going to force you to get into YouTube automation. That's a decision you have to make for yourself. But if you want to learn more about it, I have a free 5-day challenge in my free Faceless YouTube automation community, the FTS community. So if you want to know more about starting a YouTube automation business next to your job, click the link, join the free challenge, and I see you in there. Now, the last thing that you have to understand that it has never been easier to start a side hustle next to your job. This last year, with the rise of AI, the barrier of entry for most online business models and side hustles has become incredibly low. You can work and produce assets a lot faster than before for a lot less money. So this is like the golden opportunity, like the gold rush for starting an online business, because anyone can do it from anywhere. The barrier of entry is lower and you can just test and start something way quicker than before. Back in the days, you had to like start and license a business. You had to import products to sell something. There's so much to it, so much investments. But nowadays, for example, with YouTube automation, you start a channel for free. You can make some scripts and voiceovers with AI tools, and then you hire one video editor or do it yourself if you want. And within a day, you can have a channel launch and first video up. There is so many new opportunities out there for you to just grab, but you will have to put in the time and effort to make it work for you. So if you are someone that has the broke mentality, that has shiny object syndrome and watches a lot of stuff but never actually tries something, sorry, this is not for you, and you should probably not watch this video. But if you do have that millionaire mentality and want to build something next to your job, you have to take action, you have to implement it, and you just have to go for it and risk it for a few times and give up some other things. And now remember, we are not here to make money and flex our Lambos. We are here to make money to have peace of mind. We want to escape the rat race, make an extra 3, 4, 5, maybe $10,000 a month to pay your bills and live a good life, and maybe move like me to Bali and just enjoy life here. So stop doom scrolling on Instagram, TikTok, and start actually producing content to make something work for you in the hours that you have. Again, if you're not sure where to start with your side hustle and you're still working a job, join my free 5-day YouTube automation challenge. It's free to join and it will really help you out starting your first online business. And yeah, just to recap, remember, you don't have to quit your job to start an online business. Use your online business income to invest in your online business until it makes enough that you can quit. Use the spare time you have to build that online side hustle and the digital assets with it that have high leverage. And then gradually you can start replacing your online income with your 9-to-5 job income. And only when the business has proven itself over months of time, that is where you reach a time where you can maybe quit your job. Now, if you think this is all a little bit questionable, then I recommend you to watch this video next, because in this video, I show you my client interview with Jeremy, who went from doing zero while working a job to doing over $7,000 with YouTube automation after joining my program. It's a free case study video on how he did it. And yeah, if he can do it, you can do it too. So watch this video next if you want some inspiration.